Thai corporation eyes Vietnam's retail market. Banks lower interest rates to stimulate consumer demand. And company licensed to plant trees in Laos. Hello and welcome to the Daily Biz on VTV International. My name is Peter DeFreitas, and those were the headlines. Now let's first take a look at what the stock market has brought today. Shares declined again after a two-day upward rally as investors became cautious ahead of the National Day, which is on Sunday, September 2nd. The VN Index gave up 1.23 points to close this morning at 396.02 on the Ho Chi Minh City Stock Exchange. The VN 30, which tracks the top 30 shares on the Southern Bourse, was also down by 0.13% overall, stalling at 465.29 points at the end of trading. On the Hanoi Stock Exchange, the HNX index finished at 61.43 points, off by 0.49 points. The Upcom Index, the measure of 131 unlisted public companies, was the only index up today. The index gained 0.05 points to reach 38.17. Now, following the stock report, let's take a look at the complete overview of gainers and losers. Along with Japan, Singapore, and South Korea, China and Taiwan are among the largest foreign investors in Vietnam, according to the General Statistics Office's report in the first 8 months of 2012.
China has invested $197.3 million in Vietnam over the first 8 months of 2012, accounting for 3.6% of the 46 countries and territories having investment projects in Vietnam. Foreign direct investment in the first 8 months mainly focused on the processing and manufacturing industry with $5.75 billion, accounting for 67.8% of the total charter capital. Investments into real estate reached $1.73 billion, accounting for 20.4%, and investments into the remaining industries reached $1.01 billion, accounting for 11.8% of the total charter capital.
The Republic of Korea and Vietnam will begin preliminary negotiations for a bilateral free trade agreement, or an FTA, in Seoul on September 3rd through 4th. The two nations seek ways to enhance economic ties, the Korean Trade Ministry said. Last year, Vietnamese exports to the Republic of Korea were valued at $5.08 billion, ranging from agricultural and aqua products, crude oil to footwear, and etc. Vietnam was the Korea's 15th largest trade partner, with exports to the country in 2011 worth $13.55 billion, which is an increase of 40% over 2010. Main items include cars, computers, and electronic components. The Burley Jucker Corporation, or BJC, a leading retailer in Thailand, is planning to enter the Vietnamese retail market with a contract worth from 1 to 3 billion baht, which is equivalent to about 32 to 96 million US dollars. President of the BJC's management board, Aswin Takarajuranviko, said,
Once the contract is signed with the Vietnamese retail corporation, BJC will expand its supply network to 200,000 stores from the current 1,500, becoming a leading supplier and positioning the firm to develop some consumer goods in Vietnam. The plan represents an important step to expand its retail presence in member countries of the Association of Southeast Asian Nations, or ASEAN. BJC's annual sales in the Vietnamese market are expected to reach 5 billion baht, up 150% over last year. The Thai corporation now owns a glass factory and a tissue factory in Vietnam. One of the big names in the Thai retail industry, BJC currently employs 50,000 people with annual turnover of 10 billion baht.
In a new quantitative strategy, Vietnamese banks have been reducing interest rates on loan packages in an effort to improve the current economic downturn.
Trần Nguyên Sĩ came to Vietinbank where he learned about the loan package of 12% per year to support home purchases, 3.5 lower than the norm. It was his best chance to borrow for home purchase, considering the current frozen status of the Vietnamese real estate market.
The rate is reasonable for us, as my wife and I are both office workers. In addition, the procedure is quite simple.
Thanks to the loan package to support study abroad, Tạ Ngọc Phúc was able to fulfill her dream of going to Germany to get her master's degree. The paperwork took only 2 days instead of 1 month as usual, and the interest rate is manageable for our family's financial status. Vietinbank offers several loan packages, including $240 million for home construction, $48 million for study abroad, and low-interest auto loans with flexible repayment terms. In addition, the bank has modified the paperwork process for customer satisfaction and raised the maximum loan ratios of 70%.
In addition to the general policy on interest rates, there are also preferentials specific to each time period.
The reduced loan rates and criteria has already stimulated consumer demand to some extent. After the earlier effort to help businesses, the new strategy is expected to trigger consumer demand, improve sentiments, and help move the economy in a positive direction.
The Construction Ministry has decided to set up an interdisciplinary inspection panel to check real estate market activities as specified in the Prime Minister's directive on housing development projects currently underway or delayed. The panel will classify ongoing housing development projects, suspended housing projects, and adjusted projects. Deputy Minister Witten Chan Nam, head of the inspection panel, said, "The real estate market has developed in both quality and quantity in the past, but it is prone to weaknesses, volatility, and unpredictability. Vacated or suspended projects are numerous in Hanoi and Ho Chi Minh City, and nearly 500 real estate projects in Hanoi are subject to review." Now let's take a look at today's exchange rate, updated as of Friday, August 31st, 2012. Although gold prices saw no major volatility this week, demand for the precious metal continued to rise, further widening the gap between global and local prices.
Saigon Jewelry Company recently processed 48,000 gold tons, but that information failed to ease gold demand, said Deputy Sales Manager Nguyễn Công Tường. SJC has seen large transactions of up to hundreds of gold tons ordered by banks and large firms. SJC turned over a sales volume of roughly 5,000 gold tons daily since August the 20th, according to Tường. Explaining the strong demand for gold, the State Bank of Vietnam issued a statement saying that many banks increased their gold purchases to spur liquidity. Although some companies have suggested the central bank import more gold to stabilize the market, the bank currently has no such plan, saying that domestic supply is not enough to serve local buyers.
A Vietnamese company has received permission from the government of Laos to plant rubber trees in the province of Savannakhet. Lao Deputy Minister of Planning and Investment signed an agreement to this effect with Thai Hoa Lao Company's director Le Quang Dao in Viet Thanh last Wednesday. Under the agreement, the Thai Hoa Lao Company, an affiliate of Thai Hoa Group, will lease an additional 1,000 hectares to implement a $22 million project on rubber plantation and construction of a processing plant in the Nuang district. Thai Hoa Group has invested in Laos since 2000, mainly in rubber and coffee planting and processing rubber latex for export. A program to develop Ho Chi Minh City's microchip industry worth $375 million has just gotten underway, which is a breakthrough for the country's microchip sector. From now on until 2017, the city will fund numerous projects, including software design, manufacturing, various training courses, and a number of promotions. Between 100 to 150 million dollars is going to be poured into the sector to set up over 30 high-tech companies and train 2,000 engineers. This will raise the value of Vietnamese electronic products, with profits rising by between 20 to 30%. And that wraps up today's Daily Biz on VTV International. My name is Peter De Freitas, and thank you for watching.